joining me for this broadcast today. And I'm going to be talking about a 14-day cleanse that helps to recharge your immunity. And everyone right now is looking to, help their immune system function better. And today I want to be talking about, the organ that you must support for a strong immune system and why it's struggling to do its job right now. And I'll also talk about why this organ can be the bottleneck to detecting and clearing bacteria and viruses. And I want to talk about how heavy metals, chemicals, and pesticides and insecticides or herbicides like glyphosate damage immunity, and how 100 million people in the US all alone have this health issue that throws a wrench in immunity, and how to rescue this organ with this simple cleanse I'm going to talk about. So if you guys have any questions at all while I am chatting, please leave a comment and I will get to it after I'm done with my little lecture here. So I want to talk about the organ that you have to support for strong immune system. So I'm talking about your liver. So this organ has 500 different jobs in the body. It's the largest organ in your body, and it carries out so many different tasks. It detoxes heavy metals and chemicals. It filters blood from your digestive tract and removes damaged cells and toxins. And it metabolizes your fats, your carbohydrates, your proteins. It's involved in vitamin and mineral storage, in particular vitamins A, B12, D, E, K, copper, and iron. It's involved in keeping the nutrient levels in your body balanced because it helps to store different nutrients. It filters your blood and it removes excess hormones and other unnecessary compounds like alcohol and drugs. It's involved in bile production to help your intestines break down fats and vitamins. It absorbs, it helps to make hemoglobin, it helps to, during hemoglobin breakdown. It's supporting blood clots. It supports your immune system by destroying disease-causing agents through its Kupffer cells, its specialized immune cells. And another really concerning thing that I've seen in my client population is I often see many indications of bile acid deficiency. The bile is the kind of the substance your liver makes to help to digest fats and nutrients. And when there's a deficiency of this, people can be more prone to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this is characterized by high triglycerides, elevated liver enzymes. People can also have blood sugar imbalances, diabetes. They can also have high blood pressure or all of the above. And there's 100 million people that have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And evidence of that is any of those diagnoses that I just mentioned. And, also people have just insulin resistance. They don't have diabetes just yet, but they have insulin resistance. They have changes in lipid metabolism in the liver, and that can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So if you want to stay healthy, you need to keep your liver working properly. People do not realize it's the root cause of so many issues. And so if you don't have a properly functioning liver, you can experience poor immunity, poor brain fog, fatigue, hormone imbalance. You can have anger and mood swings. I've definitely had that before. PMS, you can have bloating and gas, poor sleep, night waking up at 3 a.m. consistently, food and chemical sensitivities. I don't think people realize how many people have food sensitivities, that it's really a liver issue, and they can really go a long way to reversing those by cleansing their liver. The liver's involved in low thyroid function because it has to metabolize these different hormones. It's involved in blood sugar imbalances and so much more. So many symptoms can be tied back to the liver. But what about immunity? So I want to focus this broadcast today on immunity. So the liver is a key frontline immune organ. A lot of people don't know this. it's ideally positioned to detect pathogens entering the body via the gut. So anything that you're eating or just gets into the digestive tract, your liver is tasked with IDing that, detecting that, and helping to launch an immune response to it. And it's also a really important barrier between us and the outside world. So it has a role in innate immunity and acquired immunity. So as far as the innate immunity, channels in the liver contain cells called Kupffer cells. So these cells break down used red blood cells so that new ones can deliver oxygen to our tissues. Kind of important right now. And the liver also produces natural killer cells, which induce cell death to cells that have outlived their function or they're not functioning very well. The liver also has a role in adaptive immunity. So the liver manufactures antigen-presenting cells. So these are cells that hold up a piece of, an antigen saying like, hey, do you recognize this guy? Get a good look and don't let him get through next time. And the liver is also involved in certain blood supply channels in the liver that can take the antigen-presenting cells, present them to the T cells to make copies for recognition through the entire body. And it also, these liver T cells have the job of taking out targeted cells as well. And so the liver has to process all this stuff. And so if you at one point find yourself sick and your immune system is killing off all these pathogens and you have all this dead cell debris, the liver has to filter and process all that stuff. So it can take you longer to recover if your liver isn't working properly. I remember my father, who died from complications from esophageal cancer that was induced from smoking for 40 years, that he would get just a cold and he would have it for 3 weeks because and I assume his liver just wasn't functioning optimally. So he just stayed sick a lot longer and he just couldn't recover from it. It took him a really long time. And so that can be an indication your liver isn't functioning so well and the immune system is depressed because of it. So let's talk about why this organ can be the bottleneck to detecting and clearing bacteria and viruses. So when you get sick, your liver has to process all of these, this dead debris, all the viral cells or other pathogens. And 100% of viruses that enter your body are carried by the bloodstream to the liver. They're filtered out and then eliminated through the bile ducts and the intestines. So the bottleneck for viral removal occurs in the liver cells. So if the liver and bile system is sluggish, the removal of pathogens slows down or stops. And anything that we can do to speed up the breakdown of toxins in the liver cells and transport down the roughly 2,000 miles of bile ducts helps eliminate viruses faster. So it's really important for the liver to be functioning optimally, the gallbladder to be functioning optimally because it stores bile there, and for all these bile ducts to be clear. And so for many people, because they have just been living not so enviable lifestyles or been drinking or just years of toxin accumulation, abuse of the body, we get stuff build up in our liver, crystals. People can have liver stones, gallstones, all this debris in your liver that can really be helped by doing a flush and flushing all of that garbage out. Gives your liver this amazing reboot to just clear all that garbage out, and that gives you a dramatic immunity boost. And so I'll get to that in a second, kind of what I'm doing to cleanse my liver and flush it. But first I want to kind of paint the picture about how heavy metals, chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, herbicides like glyphosate damage your immunity. So the main metals that damage immunity are mercury, arsenic, lead, and cadmium. And these metals inhibit the function of several components of your immune system. So Metals inhibit the function of macrophages. These are the really important cells of the immune system that are formed in response to an infection or accumulating damaged or dead cells. And these macrophages are large specialized cells that recognize, engulf, and destroy targeted cells. So number two, neutrophils are negatively impacted by metals as well. These are the first responders when the body is invaded by bacteria, a virus, or other organism, and they're guided by chemical signaling. So they travel to the area of infection and attack. And also neutrophils contain these compartments called granules in which they store toxic chemicals that act as their weapons against microorganisms. And so these substances are really effective at killing bacteria and viruses, but they also contribute to that inflammation, swelling, redness, and pain when they are attacking a certain area, including your sinuses. So if you look at live blood cell analysis when someone's sick with infections and metals, you'll see that their neutrophils are sluggish. These metals really poison the action of the neutrophils, and they don't want to find a meal. And the same can happen with people that have really severe illnesses, or they're taking really toxic drugs, or they're very, very metal toxic. The immune system just isn't functioning very well to attack viruses. And number three, so metals impair natural killer cells. So most of our white blood cells are called natural killer cells because they're specialized to kill certain types of disease cells. So especially cells that have become infected with a virus or cells that have become cancerous as well. And so, depending on the metal, that can increase the number of natural killer cells or decrease them. It just depends on what metals that you have. But number four, metals interfere in energy production in your body as well, that power the immune system. I've talked extensively about heavy metals and toxic metals like arsenic, aluminum, tin, thallium, and cesium, and how important it is to reduce that load of toxins in your body, because those poison your mitochondria. They poison your body's powerhouses that make your body's energy. You have to have energy to power your immune system. You have to have sleep to power your immune system. And if you don't, your immunity is going to be compromised. And so super, super important to, and your liver helps to, break down and transport all of these metals that impact immunity and your energy production out of your body. So if your liver isn't functioning optimally, you're not going to be able to get rid of this garbage out of your body that's impacting all these different organ systems in your body, including your immune system. So super, super important. I can't drive home this point enough. You have got to focus on liver health. And so many people today have problematic livers. So they're either have a genetic weakness. I know I have genetic weaknesses, or they abuse their liver a lot with alcohol and drugs, even prescription medications, or they've abused that in the past, or they eat a really high carbohydrate or a high sugar diet, or they are overweight or have diabetes or hypertension or high blood pressure, or they have high cholesterol, high liver enzymes, all which is a sign the liver isn't functioning so well. So many people's livers are struggling, and you have to support it. I cannot drive home this point enough. You need to find many different ways and strategies to improve and support your liver function. So I want to talk to you about how I rescue my liver and how you can rescue your liver right now, because I can't speak for you, but I definitely know that these past 2 months have been really hard on my liver. I have been definitely stress eating for sure, not getting as much sunshine, not going outdoors as much as I normally would, breathing a lot of indoor air. I filter my air, but I know a lot of other people are not filtering their air. There could be a lot of toxins in the air and indoors. People are eating salty, oily, carby food, eating a lot of takeout. snacking, stress eating, just it's been really hard on our livers. So whether it's less than ideal food choices, lack of exercise, poor sleep, or even stress, our livers are bearing a big burden right now. And, they're trying to work to keep us clean and healthy. And this is especially true when it comes to immunity, because one study that I was reading about, researching this Facebook Live, is that your liver is a key frontline immune organ. So in other words, you want your liver to be as clean as possible as we end this period of isolation or going back out into the world and reintegrating, getting back to normal. So if your liver just helped with your immunity, it would be worth doing this 2-week process, this 2-week liver cleanse that I recommend to you do. But it does so much more than that. But just if it focused on your liver, just focused on immunity, you'd be wanting to give it a little bit of a helping hand right now. So whether you want to rev up your metabolism and your fat burning furnace, turn the clock back on your skin, boost your feel-good hormones, have more energy, even transform your sleep, it's essential to get your liver running in peak form. And so that's why I want you guys to think about doing my 2-week liver cleanse. So I'm going to give you a link right here to that. And so you guys can check this out right here. I'll give you a link. Okay, fantastic. So if you guys have any questions, be sure to ask me. I will answer all of them when I'm done here. And so detoxifying your liver and improving your liver health can result in so many different benefits. So increased energy, clearer skin. I mean, my skin had never been clearer than when I first started cleansing my liver, doing coffee enemas, liver flushes, and things like that. All my blackheads and whiteheads cleared up because I didn't have toxins coming out through my skin anymore. When you flush your liver and cleanse your liver, it's able to get to all these different toxins that were maybe backed up before, so to speak, that start coming out through your skin. So people can have liver spots, rashes, blackheads, whiteheads, all that went away, and I have amazing skin now. But I do regular liver cleansing and liver flushing and liver support supplements as well. And so people can also have better mental clarity. It's amazing how much clearer you think after you do coffee enemas or you do liver flushing. It's fantastic. People can have a better mood. The liver is a seat of anger. So if the liver is congested, you're going to be emotionally constipated, more anger, more frustration, more brain fog. People have a stronger immune system. They have fewer infections and sick days. They have better digestion and regular bowel movements. If you're chronically constipated, you probably don't make enough bile. Bile will soften your stool. Super important. People have better oral health and fresh breath if they have their livers functioning better as well, because you have just better ability to control the microbiome in your gut. Your gut and your liver work hand in hand for digestion. So if your gut is overridden with chronic infections, candida, bad bacteria, parasites, things of that nature, all of that, mycotoxins and parasite poop and all kinds of other, kind of excretions from candida, etc. Your liver has to deal with all that stuff. So it just places more burden on the liver as well. And also people will have fewer sinus issues as well, we'll find. Also fewer headaches as well. And so I recommend that people do a complete liver reboot at least once a year, but daily support to carry you through the rest of the year. And so your liver never stops working for you, but the toxins in your environment never stop streaming in. So for so many people, this results in a congested, overwhelmed liver that leads to so many unpleasant symptoms that I talked about above. And through my years of trial and error with liver cleansing, I've distilled the most effective and safe strategies for a complete liver overhaul in my 14-day liver cleanse. So I'll put those links here for you guys. And so This program is the best of what I've learned about detox over the last decade, skipping the practices that are really too hard or ineffective for people and focusing on what's doable with that actually produces results. Because I know a lot of you guys have taken liver supplements or done different things and really were kind of underwhelmed with the results. You get results with this 14-day liver rehab cleanse, and it's so inexpensive. It's $21, and I wanted to make this super affordable for everyone because I mean, it's so important to focus on liver health. I mean, for the rest of your life, you need to be thinking about supporting your liver. There's 100,000 chemicals in the environment. There's dozens of heavy metals. People have a lot of stress. They have hormone imbalances. They have bad diets, people taking prescription medications. The liver has to deal with all of this stuff and coordinate all of this. You need your liver functioning, optimally. So on this 14-day liver rehab cleanse, you get so much stuff for $21. You get 3 webinars. They've been pre-recorded, taking you through, for people who like to watch the video, all the different introductions to what we're going to do on the cleanse, how to do a liver cleanse, a liver gallbladder flush, how to do coffee enemas, how to do castor oil packs, how to do the program if you don't have a gallbladder, how to take care of your gallbladder, all the best supplements and foods to support your liver. We talk about how to reverse non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and just so many different topics are covered. How to reverse emotional constipation, that's an awesome one. We talk about food sensitivities as well in some of the videos, just a wealth of information to really drive home the importance of liver health. So we have 9 how-to videos on the program, transcripts of all the videos and webinars, the best and worst foods for your liver. We talk about, and we also have 7 liver rescue PDF guides. So you get this e-rescue library that, or this rescue e-library that helps to guide you through so many different things. So you can watch either the videos or look in the PDFs. And this program is the best of what I've learned over the last decade about liver care and detox. So I am going to give you guys this link again, because it is time to put your liver in rehab. Right now is the perfect time to do a reboot. We've all been kind of on lockdown for a little while, and I don't know about you, but I'm going to do this liver flush with you guys. I did one in January when we first launched this program, and I'm definitely due for another one. I felt fantastic after the last liver cleanse that I did, but you can do these as often as about once a month. You can do a liver flush once a month. You don't want to do it any sooner than that. You want to space it out about once a month. But I also teach you what to do in between doing liver flushes. You can do coffee enemas, castor oil packs, give you lots and lots of different tricks and protocols to care for your liver. And so I've got some questions here. So how hard is liver detox? So Tammy, how hard is liver detox for someone who only has 1 kidney due to losing a kidney from a bad accident? So that's not going to be a factor at all for you. So doing a liver cleanse or a liver flush that I talk about on this program is not going to be a problem for you whatsoever, because the flush happens and all the toxins come out through the gut. So no issues if you only have 1 kidney at all. And so that's all the questions that we have. So I think people are still thinking of their questions. But thanks so much for tuning in to today's broadcast. I'm here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, or 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So I'm Wendy Myers of MyersDetox.com. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. I just love doing these and educating you guys. And I hope you learned a lot about how important your liver is in having a strong immune system defense, being on the front lines of detecting and IDing pathogens. So thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you guys very, very soon.